if we look at the vocabulary, which Nuaimi and other scholars and students used to talk about the educational process, this, I hope, will help us by serving as a window into the way that pre-modern Muslims thought about learning and about its objectives. So, the first of our two terms, ta'lim and tadris, signal the transfer of positivistic forms of knowledge. Positivistic forms of knowledge. So ta'lim denotes formal instruction, most commonly in a formal teacher-student relationship. So the muallim, or the instructor, is a person who's been commissioned to systematically develop a student's understanding of a specific subject: law, speculative theology, medicine, etc. The second, tadris, is the delivery of a lecture, a dars, and it represents a more ritualized dimension of formal knowledge transmission. On the other hand, the latter two terms, ta'deeb and tarbiyah, denote the educative formation, or we might say reformation, of the internal dimensions of the human person. So ta'deeb conveys the inculcation of virtues, of moral discipline, and of the manners of proper conduct, of adab. And in the context of learning, the term ta'deeb was most closely associated with primary education of children. Tarbiyah, which means to rear or to nurture or to train, reflects the educative process that transforms the person over time, causing them to mature from a state of juvenility to maturity. Now, both ta'deeb and tarbiyah denote a principled and programmatic approach to character formation. Now, I don't need to mention, I think, to today's audience that these two forms of knowledge, both the positivistic and the character formation of knowledge, formation of the individual, these two were not antagonistic, okay? And neither were their social institutional manifestations. What do I mean by this? Positivistic knowledge was largely transferred and taught in the madrasa, in the colleges, as we saw earlier, be they colleges of law, colleges of hadith, colleges of medicine, etc. And the formation of character and intellect were either in the maktab for the children or in the khaniqa, the tekke, the zawiyah. So these two types of institutions, whether we're speaking about Damascus or we're speaking about North Africa or the Anatolian realm or India, these two, the madrasa and the khaniqa, were both seen as necessarily complementary.